It's time for the final world. You have made it throughout the first 5 worlds, and now you just have one more, and this is the one you have to learn. And here it is. How to learn World 6 in Pac-Man World 2. Let's do it! So to start off, just hold forward. Actually, let me turn on the sound. So just hold forward. Actually, the music is being a bit too loud, so let me turn it down a bit. So, anyways, just hold forward and just copy my movement. And then I'll mention a glitch that I'll explain later. That will be relevant in some places. Be careful for the ghost. Make sure you watch your health, because your health is kind of scary. So, like, this first section's really easy. Then once you get the checkpoint, all these platforms will start to sink down. And usually depending on your like positioning, so if I bounce, I'll show it off, but depending where you jump on the platforms will tilt in a certain way. Like I stood there and then it was tilting the direction I had stood on. So you see I'm butt bouncing on it. And I think it's RNG how on they sink, I think. Like how fast they'll sink, so can't really give you an explanation, but... And then you'll see me flip kicking a lot. Just do those flip kicks to cancel your upward momentum, and that will let you land on the platforms quicker. So just be careful here. Take the right path. Oops. Again, platform RNG, am I right? This jump is a bit scary because of platform RNG, but you could get through it just fine if you just copy that movement. Be careful on these stairs. Here, jump here. And then just copy this movement. So that was the second section. And then this section is really easy, but the jumps are a bit more tighter. So the jumps are a tiny bit harder, but it's not that bad. That jump's a bit precise, but with practice it's not really hard. Take this path. Nice ledge grab. Actually, you should usually jump around this area. Like, that jump's a bit tight, but it's not that bad. So just practice that. And now, I want to mention something called butt bounce storage, which I guess I'll show off here. So this is a normal butt bounce. So AA. This is flip kick in A, but I'm gonna do this. You see I didn't bounce, hit A twice and do a butt bounce, and that's because if you hit AAB extremely fast, your butt bounce will be stored the next time you do a full jump. So if that's like over an edge, you're just dead. So like sometimes it can happen if you're like your thumb is usually in the way, like this kind of. Like I have like my thumb in between my A and B buttons, so I usually make sure my middle finger's on A and then my my pointy finger's on the B. That's how I play this level, really. I just do that so I make sure it never happens. Nice ghost RNG. So just copy this movement here. Watch out for these ghosts, by the way. They don't instantly kill you, but your health can be lowered down, which can kind of screw you up sometimes, so just be careful. Just platform here. That health wedge is not there when you're playing this level in a run, it's a token. But since I already got it, it's a health wedge, so copy this movement. This jump saves like a second, but it's a bit risky, so you don't have to do it. You can jump on the other platform if you want to. Your choice. That was not the movement. And this jump is a bit scary, but then just jump to the end. And then just hold forward. And then that's Haunted Boardwalk, the video game. Now it's time for another easy level to learn, but it's not that bad, because this one, you just really have to copy my movement throughout this level. And then it's really easy to understand. So you want to hold up and B, hit this apple, or box, because you need that apple for a good reason, and I'll explain why later. But just copy this movement. Be careful for the spider. So like I said, copy the movement. Do not reveal into the skeleton, or else, because this this skeleton has a cherry you need and the apple you got, you need to open two chests, and it's impossible to skip those unless you're using cheats. So just butt bounce on him, do a full roll, break this box, break this one, and then get on the corner of this platform and do a roll here. It's really easy. A good cue, I guess, to use for this is this, which I guess I'll show off. Good cue to use is when like the corner on the left passes the torch. Well, it's been a while since I've died in this level unintentionally, but yeah. And I guess my cycles are gonna be off now, but that's fine. If you kind of have bad movement, it shouldn't really matter, but... Oh, and I got... No, I didn't get Spider Glitch. Spider Glitch happens randomly, and it's when the sound of the spider... walking keeps going again. Again, copy this movement. You can either bounce straight to that Badoing or take the other Badoing. That was on the left. I take it, it's fine. This revel looks precise, but it's really not that hard. Just copy the movement. Get on this platform. And then roll right when... I'm pressing the wrong button to stop my roll. When you pass this torch, you can roll here, and then you break this box, you rev roll into it, kill these skeletons if you want to, and you can get that token, which is a token when you're running this, and then wait for this platform, and then just go here, and kill the skeleton if you want. Because I should mention the two platforms, or the two second to last ones, are around when you get close to them, but this last one is on a global cycle, so this cycle depends on how good your movement was through the level. So just keep that in mind. And then copy the move here, butt bounce on this rail, and then that's not growing. Really easy. Not that difficult to learn. But then these next two are pretty difficult to learn, so just pay attention. I'm going to show you two different ways to do this. Do a full roll, pause, and then pause. Don't mash pause, or else you will pause in the middle. So I'll show it off again. You could mash, but you could possibly pause the game in the middle, like this. Well, I didn't pause, but you usually want to pause, and then once the scene changes, hit pause again. and then you want to do a short roll here. And you kind of want to position your roll at least to make sure Pac-Man is on like around here on this like little bridge here, like this little plank here. And then these things are not solid, by the way, so you don't have to worry about bonking them. They're not solid, so just be brave. And then you're gonna want to copy my inputs. And then roll down there. You want to hold up and then left at like a certain point, and I'll show that off again for reference. So you want to usually position yourself in between like these, like the dark thing here and then this thing here. Oh wow, I bonked. It's been a while since I've died there. It's really easy to mess this up, even for like top level people. Yeah, that's why you kind of don't want to pause, or else you'll pause in the middle, like I said. Well, here. Like, the cue I use, or you should use, is like the third thing that I showed you, like, Revo, like, past, like, the, not close to the second one, but fairly close to it, and you should make it every time. And then just roll over here. Be careful for the skeletons. You can sometimes bonk them, so be careful. And then I think it's around here where you get here, do a full roll. The camera can be dumb at times, so just be careful. And then you're gonna use this little bump here, where like this, you're facing this Pac-Man guy. And then you should make that roll every time. Really easy. And then you can kill the skeletons if you want. And then you can either make sure, this is another roll that's kind of tricky to do, but with practice it's really easy. So you can either, oh, I can't believe I walked that fast. Like I said, always practice, because it's easy to mess this up when you're on PB pace or something, and then you get really angry. I think, yeah, I canceled my roll a tiny bit late, so I bonked off. If you roll straight into the water, you probably revved into the bridge too early, or not early, late. Or if you roll in straight into the water. And if you bonk like the bridge here, you rolled, you pressed, you turned right a bit early. So make sure Pac-Man is kind of like facing downwards, and then flick the stick there, and then revel to this bridge. It's really easy. Or you can like flip kick and do this. It's a bit slower, but it's safer. And then you're gonna come here and hit this green button, and I'll show you why. Actually, because I'm gonna show you what happens if you don't hit this green button. So like, here's what happens. Nice, I can't believe I did that. I didn't mean to do that, but let me show off again. So yeah, hit this button, and then you're gonna get on this pillar. Or you can take the chain, it loses a bit of time. But if you're gonna skip it, make sure you get like around here-ish. like this area where I'm jumping, or like this dot where my cursor is, like around this area here, and you should be good. Nice, drop the input. So around here is where the chain should be activated. And then you're gonna rev roll, box skeleton, but I cancel the animation, and then you're gonna take the chain. But I'm gonna show you what happens if you don't hit the button, because I didn't explain it. But here's what happens. I did not want to hit that. Well, just pretend I didn't activate it, and we're gonna skip the trigger. See, that's what happens. The chain doesn't spawn, and then you're just dead. And then you gotta go back and reactivate it. So I usually like to play it safe and make sure I'm like right under the chain. So I grab this pack dot here. And since this died, the skeletons respawned, so I have to kill them. And then you want to take the chain. And then, if you take the chain, you don't need to do that thing I mentioned where you have to jump around that area. You don't have to do that if you take the chain. And then here is sort of a hard trick to do, but with practice it's really easy. This is a wait skip, like a mini tiny skip that skips this cutscene right here. And you like having to wait, but once you eat the last dot, you're gonna jump out and then around here more. It's kind of off screen, but more like around this direction. And then you're gonna jump to the goal and skip the cutscene, and I'll show you how to do that. So I guess I'll show it off again. Like just pretend this is how you miss it, and it skips this. Having to wait here. So I'll show it off again. I guess I'll show off the first part in full perspective, and then I'll skip like an alternate way to do this. So, this is what you want to do. I believe it's around... Yeah, so like right around when like right before like the 74 appears, you want to hold up left, and then depending on how good your camera is, you'll just kind of have to see in the direction, because you kind of want to jump around this area, because this is where the level complete thing is. I did not get it. Oh, I did. Barely, probably. And then once you jump on it, you want to press start, and then once Spooky appears, press start, and then it skips those cutscenes. So I'll show it off again. That was really close. Let's see how good my camera is this time. So, sorry when the 74 appears. That was a good camera, but yeah, it's a pretty simple skip to learn, and it saves like 5-6 seconds or something. So it's pretty easy to get down after, and it's an 8-frame trick, by the way. So, and this game runs at 60 FPS, so don't be discouraged. You don't have to do it, but it's a tiny bit of time save. That's pretty easy to do. And so now I'm going to show you the alternate way to do this if you can't get the roll under the bridge. And then I'll show off another alternate way that's sort of slow but safer. So you can rev roll to this green button and then you can jump around right here and then roll back to the side. It's really slow, but it is a lot safer and it disables fog so you can see stuff better. I should have killed that skeleton. And also you'll grab a lot of fruit and stuff here so the game will lag much, so keep that in mind. Like, you can't like jump like straight there because there's an invisible wall, but you just want to jump around it and then get here. It's really easy. You'll just have to see from my inputs. And you'll also kind of eat these packed out so your queue might get messed up. But you can kind of mess up the queue for the next skip. So you'll see the fog is disabled, so yeah, so like around here, this area, and you'll see like that thing here spawned, like this chain here, so and I should mention I don't use like the pack queue. I just kind of do it when I hear like the second to last or when the last like pack noise that Pac-Man makes appears. So pretty difficult skip to learn at first, but it's not that hard for that part at least. You can also rev roll around the gate, but it's kind of more precise. Now I'm going to show you like the really old way to do this. But this like loses like probably at least 20 seconds probably. If not, maybe 30. I'm going to take this area here. Careful for the skeletons. Jump onto this pillar, do a full roll here. Jump here to the right, and you can either jump to this pillar here, or if you're kind of scared, you can use this pillar and then jump here, and then you're gonna face up here and then get to that area there. I'll show off again, so just make sure you're facing up from this propeller, or not propeller, this pillar. And then just watch my inputs, and then you'll get it really easy. So yeah, like around this area here. Just make sure. Ooh, that was some hardcore lag there. Since I kind of have fog, it's kind of hard to see if you activate the chain or not, so you're just gonna have to pray you got it. But if you did the other routes, oh my goodness. If you did the other routes, then you should get this fine. Because you can see if you got it or not. But like I said, I eat one packed out just to make sure I did get it. And then like just watch the pack dot count. Oh, 75. usually you'll have 73 if you get that, but when either, because you can either skip one pack dot or two if you like really wanted to play it safe, but like I said, your call. You can use like my queue or the good queue. So like if you ate like an extra one, just make sure, because usually you want to make sure you have 73 at the end, but if you ate like an extra one or two, just make sure it's 74 or 75. So I'll show that off one last time, and then we'll move on to the final boss, and I'll wrap things up. So I ate one extra one, so I don't have to. I have to make sure my queue is 74. Like sometimes the camera can mess with you, so keep that in mind. That's that level. And now we just have one level to go. So this is really hard to do, but there's another in-depth tutorial on this, but I'm gonna explain like my methods for this. Like this is what you do. Or not that. Because basically what you want to do is you're basically stun locking him, get the 4 hits without doing that, and this is how you do it. Because usually when you spawn in, you want to hold up and then hit A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B. You'll just have to get a rhythm for that. There's another tutorial that says that, which I'll link in the description because that one's a lot better, but I'll explain this one on my own as well. So I'll show it off again. And so basically what that does is you're tapping, because after you get the second, you want to tap slightly up left. Like this kind of, like tap like slowly in this direction, not like straight left, like that. So slightly up left, like this direction. And then once you get the 4th hit, press start, and it skips the cutscene. And there's multiple cues you can use for this, but this is like the method that I do that works good for me at least, but it's really awkward. And then you're gonna charge a full roll, like charge like close to a full roll, and then you're gonna roll into this pit. And then this is phase 2, which is the exact same as phase 1, so I'm not gonna explain it. So you're going to get the first 2 hits, and then you're going to chase him for the last 2. And the reason why is because his positioning is slightly different, I think, compared to phase 1 and 2. And it becomes near impossible to hit him. And I believe it's close to frame perfect, if not frame perfect, to get the last 2 hits. And I believe Bruce and Trey are like the only people who have done it fully. And I have myself, but that's on the PAL version, which that doesn't count, so... like I'll show you why you do that. see, it's like impossible to hit him, so you always want to chase him for the last two, and I'll show you how to do that real quick. And then sometimes, I think he'll mostly like go to the right, but if he doesn't, you'll have to go left, so just see where he is. And then, once his wand starts like sparkling, then you want to release your roll and stop, and then flip kick him. And then you'll just have to see what I did with my inputs. And then once he charges again, jump and then flip kick him. Really simple. And I'll link, like I said, I'll link a better tutorial in the description because it's a lot better. Yeah, if you like do mess up this, yeah, and that there I got was like the sound of it playing, but I didn't actually get the hit. That's called a phantom hit. Like if you missed, I'm gonna die. Like if you do miss the last hit, I recommend chasing him down for the last hit. Now I'm using my method. It took him really long to stop there for some reason. And then want to flick kick him, and then once you finish the last hit, then you split for the final time, and that's it. You beat the video game. But like I said, I'll link a better tutorial on this. That's a lot better for spooky only, and it explains like a lot more cues and stuff. So yeah, that's it, everybody. I'm gonna let these credits play, and then I'll end it off. So thanks for watching. Peace, gamers. Good luck with your runs.